Good morning everybody, it is Friday the 29th of January and we are here for a celebration assembly. So I've got a few awards to give here today and a few names to read out, but firstly I want to say a huge well done for all that you've done in the last few weeks to get to grips with home learning. So many of you are managing to work around Google Classrooms and watch the video clips and see how your teacher can explain it, and you're jumping into your Zoom meetings every day. You're doing a brilliant job, and I think it might feel a little bit tough at the moment from the children that I've spoken to and from the teachers in school and from the parents that I've spoken to. I think it's hard going right now, but we heard yesterday when the Prime Minister spoke that there could be some light at the end of the tunnel. It might not be too long before we come back to school again. And then we have to try and put ourselves into a little mindset now where if we just keep going and keep working hard, we've got another 2 weeks of school, then there's a half-term break, then a few more weeks, and then hopefully things will start to turn around again and we should be starting to think about coming back to school. So let's get on with today's announcements, and we've got some winners of the week and we've got some team points to update you with and a few little special thank yous. So let's start off with team points. Now I'm going to tell you just a reminder at the end of last term how things ended up for the team points. So right until the very end, the Serpents and the Eagles had been fighting it out for first place, and on the last week of term the Phoenix team came and stole it. So Phoenixes, you had 609 points, with the Serpents just 6 points behind at 603, Eagles with 576, and the Dragons ended up in fourth place with 544. So that was the end of last term, and that feels like a long time ago now already. We've been so busy since then. So let's see how things are going. This term is a new start. How are things going a couple of weeks into the new term? So I can tell you, in fourth place, we have got the Dragons with 215 points. So although you're in last place, Dragons, you're still racking up the points. And in fact, you've got more points since last week than most of the other teams. So well done there. In third place, with 268 points, are the Serpents. Well done to you. In second place, is it Phoenix team or Eagles team? Well, it's the Phoenixes for second place with 285 points, meaning Eagles with 300 points. You are running into first place at the moment. Congratulations. So a couple more weeks left of this term to see if you can change it, other teams. Now, as I talk about house points, I think I need to tell you that we have got 44 children who have either hit the 25 house point certificates or 50 points, which is amazing. Now, about 8 or 9 of those were from last term, the last day of the December term, just before Christmas. But all the rest have come since we've been back to school, which just goes to show how incredible you are doing at home learning as well as in school. Really tricky for some children who have to split their time between school and home as well. So I must say a big well done to you there. We've got to try and find a way to get your certificates to you, whether we send you a picture or whether we send you an email of your certificates, but well done. You will see your names on the screen as I'm speaking. You have done absolutely brilliantly. So 25 team points or 50 team points to get the silver certificate, and we're still waiting for that very first person to get the 100 house point certificate, the gold certificate. Now, who's going to get there first? There are a few children that are on their way. So well done to you all. You must be really, really proud of yourselves. Now, I know that teachers are saying happy birthdays to you, and they're giving you lots of messages as well. So I'm going to go straight on to the winners wall, the weekly winners. And let's see who's going to be the winner today. So we've got in the Pines class, Mrs. Howsam has chosen Ella Francis because Ella, you've been doing some fantastic home learning, and it looks like you've had great fun finding out even more about the Arctic. So well done to you, Ella. That's fantastic stuff. We move into the Poplars class, and Mrs. Wheeler has chosen Ava Grant. Ava, who's been doing a mixture of homeschool learning and in-school learning, and everybody in Poplars class has found out just what a fantastic artist you are this week. So well done to you, Ava. Should be really pleased with yourself. and we move into the Redwoods class. Now, I know that the children in Redwoods class have been learning lots of things recently, but one of the most impressive things that Mr. Flynn and Miss Bellamy have seen this week was a news report from Sienna McCartney, and that was just one piece of work that Sienna submitted in amidst lots of other pieces. And I watched the video today. It was brilliant. I'm going to add a little bit of that to the end of the assembly so people can see how you set up your own little news channel, Sienna. You've done a really good job this week. You've worked really diligently from home, and diligently means that you've kept at it, you've worked very committed and worked very hard, so you should be really impressed with that. Keep up that good standard. Now we go into the Maples class. Always takes me a moment just to remember the classes' names as they changed, didn't they? So we do this, we say it nearly every time. When one brother or sister does well, the other one tends to do well. Something in the family, something in the house. And we've got Isabel Grant in the Maples class. What a great attitude you've shown to all your work this week, Isabel. If you're working at home or school, I know that Mrs. Ennis, Mrs. Robinson and Mrs. Murdoch have been really proud of you. So terrific stuff. Well done to you. Into the Oaks class. A big well done to Harrison Knight. Congratulations, Harrison. You've shown brilliant effort in your maths work. You're working really hard with mum at home, and you're challenging yourself to have a go at all the extra maths as well. And I think you are doing a smashing job. Keeping fit alongside it as well, Harrison, I've spotted. So well done to you. And finally, who has won the Cedars winner of the week? It is Grace Cocker-Goring. Now, Grace, I was in your Zoom lesson today and I saw your dog, so it was lovely to see you, your pet who joined us. But I've got to say, it's not your pet that's earned it, Grace. It's you. You've done an absolutely marvellous job. During lockdown, you're really committed. You're producing neat, clear and thoughtful work, Grace. Keep this work up, and we'll be really looking forward to having you back soon, Mrs. Crozier and Mrs. Lomas say. So well done to you. Now, that does not mean that those are the only children that have worked hard this week. I get these notifications on my emails every time somebody sends in a piece of work, and I've spotted so many great pieces in the last few weeks. You are doing yourselves really proud. And I met your parents. A lot of parents came on Monday night to a Zoom session where we talked about how things were going, and I must say, your parents are putting in a lot of effort for you to make things work really well at home. So I know I've said this before, but it's really important that you do respect mums and dads. You try your hardest and you listen to them, because listening is so important. Now, I think I must also say it's ever so important to go back to basics, to get good sleep and to eat good food and to exercise as much as you possibly can, because otherwise you start to get a little bit crazy, don't you? You start to feel a little bit like you've got cabin fever. We've talked about that before in other assemblies. So try to make sure you're getting those basics in, because otherwise it all starts to get on top of you. Okay, now I want to say we've also had 2 donations recently. We've had 2 members of the public who used to send their children to our school when they were younger, who phoned us up after we were on the TV, when we were on BBC Look North a few weeks ago. And they said that they were so touched by the piece of news and by the parents and your beautiful pictures and posters that you'd sent in, that they wanted to find a way to help. So we had a donation from Valerie Pearson and from Gloria Overton, who've given us some money to put towards more devices and more subscriptions for things that you can access on at home and when you're back in school as well. And I just wanted to say how lovely that was, because it's really easy, isn't it, to just leave the school and go on to new things. But when you live in Sibsey, things are a bit different, because our community is a lot more like a family than a lot of other schools I know. We care about each other. Even when we've grown up and even when we've moved away, there are people that still think about this school and have lovely memories. And for those 2 people to get in touch with us and to think that they wanted to help us was really moving. It was really lovely, and I think that's something that we should celebrate and we should be really grateful for. So, I think that's all of my messages for today. I hope you have a lovely Friday, and I will see you again on another assembly soon.
Good afternoon, this is Sienna McCartney. Today we are doing a news report on Florence Nightingale. Florence Nightingale was born On the 12th of May 1820, in Florence, in Italy, she moved to live in England when she was a baby. When Florence was 16 years old, she heard a voice from God asking her to help people who were suffering. Her parents were not very happy when she told them she wanted to be a nurse.